Hello, I'm Nelson Pereyra from bnetTV. We're here at 4G World in Chicago 2011. And with us is Mr. Ronny Haraldsvilk. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing excellent. Couldn't be more pleased.
Oh, so you're the Senior Vice President for BelAir Networks.
That's correct.
And can you please talk to us about your company and what role they play in the ecosystem of the wireless market?
Well, it's not just the wireless market, and clearly here at 4G World, there's been a tremendous amount of interest in small cell technologies, and that's actually where BelAir plays as a company. We have really made our mark in what's considered carrier Wi-Fi or carrier class Wi-Fi, which simply means that we have the ability to put together and also deploy thousands of access points that provide Wi-Fi as part of the existing service from either a cable operator or a mobile operator. So it's just a seamless experience for the subscriber. So it's for the operator, it solves a major problem. You can use Wi-Fi where you need additional capacity.
Right.
And for the user, it's just a seamless experience. You're walking around and you see that Wi-Fi popping up and you don't have to do anything. That's the type of capability that we enable. Seamless.
So it's transparent to the user at all?
Transparent to the user, or if the user like not to have it, but who wouldn't want to have a good experience when you're using your iPad or iPhone or your Android and so forth. So we actually help deliver on that vision of having true broadband for the subscribers out there.
And the wireless industry, especially with all the smartphones that has developed itself into the industry for the last 10 years, I mean more than 10 years, that the ability to produce applications that totally take advantage of high throughput and more wireless demand in terms of the industry. I guess your company has been doing this for quite some time, and you have been there right at the beginning of the large demand of the industry itself.
Well, clearly been there, and seeing the evolution, but it's only been in the last 2 years, and in particular the last year alone, where we've seen it's just a massive uptake and interest in embedding Wi-Fi into the existing small cell solution or embedding Wi-Fi into the overall network architecture. So even though Wi-Fi is getting a lot of traction for us right now, the integration of 3G, LTE, and Wi-Fi into what we consider metro cells, or even making use of 2.4 or 5 gigahertz for backhaul, just that flexibility in our solution, along with really our network management system, all of this is really just taken off lately, just because we're now finding ourselves as an industry, especially the wireless industry, in search of more capacity, in search of more spectrum. So when you don't have full access to or massive access to unlimited spectrum or capacity, you're going to have to look for other solutions in order to solve that problem, and that's where we come into play.
And what do you see the future of this type of infrastructure in terms of what's yet to come in terms of cell phone? Obviously, everybody's getting one, and at this point, the growth just gets bigger and bigger, and it creates a larger bottleneck for a lot of the providers out there, having so much data infrastructure put out there for all the mobile operators. What do you see the future, and what role your company plays in it?
Well, if I could see the future, I probably would be playing the lotto, but it's a, we're going to see more applications, more over-the-top content. Video takes up a lot of the capacity consumed on the wireless and also wired networks too now moving forward. If anything, what we are going to see is that continue to see the deployment of small infill networks rather than the big macro type of cellular solutions being deployed. But the key thing here is you want to make that integrated into the existing network. You do not want to be reinventing these networks and create new headaches for management, new headaches for policies and so forth. There's always going to be the next sort of Twitter, Facebook that's going to come around the corner that no one saw coming. In anticipation of that, we're finding that mobile operators as well as cable operators are becoming much more pragmatic about the use of radio access or access in general. That whereas before it had to be either LTE or had to be WiMAX, it had to be 3G, it's now much more pragmatic. Any access technology will be used in order to mitigate this issue of capacity being consumed.
No, actually, I agree 100% with you on that, because even the new iPhone had to adapt to the different spectrum that we had in the infrastructure. Now they had to come up with a CDMA version of the phone, and every type of wireless access that you can actually grab, as long as you get your content, has to be there. And I think the role the phones will play, especially new phones, will play it will be taking advantage of any type of infrastructure that will give them any type of data experience.
No, absolutely, and just to sort of take that point about the future a little bit forward here as well, we should absolutely assume here in the coming years that we're not going to be tied so much to the radio technology and our choice of phones.
True.
So that the sort of the world of the physical SIM card is something that's likely to go away. The ability to attach yourself to ad hoc networks is going to become more of a capability. Maybe cognitive radio and self-organizing networks will get over the hump and therefore allow for more flexible network deployments. But one thing we know for a fact is that more capacity will consume, more people will be taking the use of the access to one-to-one, one-to-many video communications, and that maybe next time we sit here and talk, we will be broadcasting to 300 or 500 of our Facebook friends using our own device.
That is actually a good vision into our future of wireless communication. And being a 4G world here, have you seen any trend of what could be happening in terms of how your company will play a role in it?
Well, the trending is very simply right now focused on fixing the problem, or at least finding a good Band-Aid for it.
Right.
In order to give the operators better access to capacity in a cheaper, more affordable way. Now that the capex is very much staying flat to potentially even going down. So the trending is just about help fix the problem with affordable solution, and that's a very strong trend for us as a private company.
And I see that, actually, very good. Well, I do thank you so much for spending time with us. As always, I hope to see you next year, and I'm pretty sure there's all the transport carrier conferences in the world that we are attending. A company like yours play an important role in terms of how to move forward at a very cost-effective level of making the providers aware of companies such as you, that there is a better alternative solution to help them improve their performance.
Thank you.
All right, and this is Nelson Pereyra from bnetTV at the 4G World in Chicago, and with that was Ronny Haraldsvilk. Got that right? Very good, from BelAir Networks. And I do thank you so much for coming and spending time with us tonight.